All right, call the meeting to order, salute to the flag. I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, please.
Trustee Trombley.
Here.
Trustee Trombley.
Here.
Trustee Connors.
Here.
Trustee Malinsky.
Here.
Mayor McFetrich.
Here. Could I have a motion to approve the minutes of the April 5th, 2021 meeting, please?
So moved.
And a second?
Second.
Any discussion, corrections?
No, I didn't find anything wrong.
All right, all in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Motion to approve the minutes of the special board meeting on April 12th.
So moved.
And a second? Second. Any corrections, discussion?
No, yeah, I didn't see anything wrong.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, motion carries. Presentation of petitions, communications, and general question period for members of the community. As we have no one here, we'll dispense with that. I'm just going to move something up right now in the agenda so that he can participate in the meeting. I want to officially appoint Chuck Connor as our new Board of Trustees member. Is that all right? You do need the book. Because I want him to be able to participate in this meeting. And we're going to get the book, and then you can officially sign in. And I thank you for agreeing to serve.
I'm glad I can.
Yeah, it's appreciated. So we'll just pause for a minute as Juanita gets the book out. Sorry, Juanita.
That's okay, I didn't even think about it, that we were.
I mean, we had listed it under new business, but I don't want to wait that long.
There you go. And look at that done.
Maybe we should also swear Chris in as the new coach
Sure.
at the same time.
Yeah, we'll do that. So let's have Chuck.
Okay, can I just switch in here for a minute? It's gonna be blank, but it's okay. Raise your right hand. I, Chuck Connor,
I, Chuck Connor,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New York,
and the Constitution of the State of New
and that
York,
I will faithfully discharge the duties of village trustee
and I will faithfully discharge the village duties of the village trustee
for 1 year, till April 4th, 2022.
for 1 year till April 4th, 2022.
Okay, to the best of my,
To
to the best of my
to
ability.
the best of my ability.
Okay, and if you'll put your. Okay, we might as well do Chris too.
All right, so we have Chris.
Raise your right hand. I, Chris Matad, do solemnly swear
I, Chris Matat, do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States and Constitution of the State of New York,
that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of New
that
York,
I will faithfully discharge the duties of code
and
officer
I will faithfully discharge the duties of code officer
through April 4th, 2022,
through April 4th, 2022,
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability.
Yeah, yeah, I'll just have you
Oh.
sign, just have you sign it. Thank you.
Great.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks to both of you. All right, well, that's timely. Now we have the report from the code enforcement officer, and I don't know if you've all had a chance to meet Chris Matat. We're very happy to welcome you. He's been super busy already and doing a great job.
Thank you.
So we have your report. I don't know if the board has questions for him or,
Yeah, it's very very short notes on stuff, so if you have questions, feel free to ask, and I'll try to elaborate on some things.
This is fine. So the burned out property downtown, you see that in correspondence, we had, things were dismissed.
Correct.
Yes,
So what's our next steps with that?
So next steps, I talked with Tom Renane. I reached out to Doug Ferris, who did the original engineering report. There's a couple issues with it. I'm waiting to hear back on him. We think we might be able to have him do kind of a more in-depth, more detailed report, and then get a page where he actually signs it, because the first one he never signed. If that doesn't work, we're gonna go to somebody else. I believe Aaron Orbis, who does a lot of the engineering for the buildings around here. We're gonna reach out to him and see if he can do an engineering report.
Okay.
I've also reached out to Steve Trombley, who owns it, and haven't heard back yet, to see if we can get a little closer to the property to do kind of more detailed look through the window inspection, because the judge didn't like what he called sitting across the road doing an engineering report.
But we were
So-
not allowed in the building at that
Correct.
point,
Right,
so.
Right. So those are the two issues really with, that, the judge had with it, was one, it
There-
wasn't signed, and it wasn't in-depth enough.
Correct, there was a paperwork issue, on someone else's part that just, it wasn't enough, wasn't detailed enough for him. Which won't be an issue next time. Mainly it's the engineering report. He wants, you know, estimated loads on the top floor, estimated loads on the bottom floor, the amount of bowing in the walls, which wasn't contained in the first one. So hopefully we can get Doug Ferris to do a more detailed one that Judge Stroller will accept.
Okay.
and I see we have another frequent flyer on here, the property on Cedar Street.
Yeah.
Delafranche?
Mm-hmm,
Yes, I took photos of that. It looks like there's some unboarded windows, and I don't know if there's kids getting in there or not. I know there's some, so I kind of poked my head in and saw some cigarette butts and whatnot. Right now, the issue is I have no idea where he is. Last I heard, he was in Russia.
Yeah.
yes.
Still is.
I think we can reach him.
Okay, so that would be the next step, just reaching him, giving him a letter and kind of starting the whole process over. I know there was kind of some work done before, but after a while, that work kind of goes out the window with, you know, timelines and whatnot, so we're gonna have to start the whole process kind of over again. It's definitely on the to-do list, just right now with building season and coursework, I'm running thin.
Nope, just, that one's been on the list several times, so.
Yeah, and I would just recommend that we not use people's names,
Okay.
just for privacy reasons. Okay, any other questions?
No, but I've got, I hate to, give you more work to do, 'cause it looks like you're very busy. And as you said, it's building season, but grass, we've already got violations going on. There's one on, Prospect Street behind me, I won't use names, but it's already knee-high, I can't believe how thick it is.
Right, the issue right now is finding them. I have so much work kind of that I'm focused on right now, especially with the buildings that need attention, that it's hard to go around and look at every lawn. If I get a call or someone can point it to my attention, shoot me an email, I'll of course go out there and do something about it. It's just hard to get around to look at every property right now
Yeah.
during the course of, you know, I only spend 4 hours a day here, twice a week. It goes by quick when there's other stuff going on.
I should know your email, but what is it?
It just changed. Let me grab the.
It's codes,
Is it just codes?
CODES at V Champlain.
Alright, I'll do that, I'll give you, I guess, what it is, 260 something,
Yeah. Yeah,
260 something Prospect.
Okay.
And there's plenty there to do if you want more, there's tons of violations.
well, send your notes and,
Send it all.
right. Any other questions or comments for Chris?
No, that's all, thank you for
Great, yeah.
keeping busy.
Yeah. Thanks, Chris. You're doing a great job. And if you want to leave, you can, you don't have to stay for the entire meeting.
Okay, I have a 7-year-old buzzing in my pocket, I can feel right now.
Okay. All right,
All right, thanks a lot.
thank you.
Thank you,
You.
Chris. Have a good night.
You too.
All right. The mayor's report. Maybe I can get away with not reading those readers, using those readers, we'll see. Happy spring. It is so uplifting to see the trees leafing out and the blossoms appearing, the flowers in bloom and the grass greening up. It is the time of year when we are excited to be outdoors and socialize with family and friends. However, please remember that campfires are not permitted in the village at this time. The board will discuss this topic tonight and will make decisions regarding the campfire ban. In addition, I am getting numerous complaints about fireworks being lit in the village. There are strict rules in New York State concerning the use of fireworks. The loud noises cause problems for humans and pets. It's disrespectful to your neighbors and it is illegal. Don't shoot them off. We will be looking for volunteers to help assemble 2 pieces of playground equipment and put up a volleyball net in a few weeks. If you would like to participate, call the office to have your name added to the list. Also, the community garden will be tilled soon. There will be plots available and are on a first-come, first-served basis. You can sign up also by calling the office. I would like to take this opportunity to thank Amy Gehrig for many years of service to the village of Champlain. She was a longtime board trustee and she served as interim mayor. Amy was a dedicated member of the community and always looked out for ways to save the taxpayers' money. She and her husband Paul have sold their house and moved out of the area. We wish them well in all their future endeavors. I'm also very happy to welcome Chuck Connor to the Board of Trustees. Welcome, Chuck. To assume the position opened by Amy's resignation. He was involved in village governance years ago, and we are delighted that he is willing to serve again. Summer is usually the time when there are numerous community events scheduled. As the restrictions put in place during the COVID pandemic are lessened, I will continue to keep you updated about local gatherings. At this point, the farmers market will begin in July, and we will have community kayaking one evening a week. I do remain hopeful that at least one concert can be offered. All this information will be shared on our Facebook page and on our website. And finally, on a very personal note, I thank you sincerely for all the expression of condolences extended to me and my family upon the passing of my husband. I have witnessed time after time how this community encircles each other during times of joy and times of sorrow. It is deeply, deeply appreciated. Thank you all. Reports from the trustees. Nikki, you want to start?
We had our seed starting play date on April 8th, and I had about 17, I think, counted participants. They each got to go home with 2 pots with vegetable seeds. It was all donated. On May 1st, we did the Earth Day. We did recycled projects, so the kids were able to bring wind chimes home, water bottle wind socks, and what else I did?
And help plant the trees.
Yes, there were a crew that were helping.
That was
They did
awesome.
some projects, yeah. So I had 7 kids that participated in that. This coming Saturday, May 15th, at 9 o'clock, the library is doing a spring cleanup day. So if anyone is looking for volunteer hours or just to come out and help out, we're looking for extra hands just to clean up the yard and maybe start on some painting on the outside of the building or scraping of the old paint to get it ready for new paint. I had recently applied for a pollinator garden assistant program. We unfortunately did not win this year's assistance. They choose 10 communities out of the North Country every summer, And they said that this year they got double the amount of applications, so they didn't win, but we will try again next year.
Mm-hmm.
And that's all I have today.
Good, thank you. Tom?
Okay. I too want to thank Amy again for her service, and she will be missed. And then I also want to welcome Charles Connor, or can we call you Chuck?
Sure.
I want to welcome Chuck to the board.
Next
So
time.
I'm sure you'll be busy. And Mike, the streets are looking great. You guys are getting there. I know everybody's been trying to use up their vacation, so, but still it's still getting done. I'm finished tomorrow? Awesome. They look good, they look really good, thank you. It always feels like spring when the sand gets off those
I
roads.
was
Mhm.
happy to see that on my street today.
Yes, that's right, he did prospect today.
Yes.
The blood drive that I recently ran was successful. We had a total of 20. I think there was 18 donors out of 20, so it was a good drive. And to report on the kayak launch,
Mm-hmm.
I spoke with John Trombley. It's on his radar. Like he goes, I know I have to get down there and do some measurements. He's been shorthanded a little bit in the shop for one thing. He's just extremely busy.
Mm-hmm.
And that leads me to you, Mike, if you don't mind me asking it now. I know we had issues with it where we lost it away from the dock there at the end of the season last year. Did we collect all the support pipes back that go across it?
Yeah, all the stuff is there.
We got everything, in other words, we didn't lose any parts?
No, we have to fish them out of the bottom, but no, we got
Oh,
them.
we got them, okay. I've got some shims, I think, that can be used to tighten that up. I think it's too loose. Like where that U-clamp goes around those pipes, cause when I put it together, I noticed that you could turn them. So I got some shim material I think we could use
Yeah,
to
we-
tighten them, or we could go to a steel pipe, you know, a galvanized or a conduit type pipe. But if the shims work, we wouldn't have to buy anything.
Now that the water's starting to go down, it wouldn't be too long we'll be able to get those in. Water was so high that
Mm-hmm.
you would have floated them away.
Yeah. Yeah,
Current was
so,
pretty heavy for a while.
so I'll get those to you, if we could get it out and get it,
It's up by the sewer plant,
is it?
yes.
I'll try contacting John again, you know, I don't wanna, I mean, we could put it in the way it is without the handle and
Yeah,
then attach it afterwards. It wouldn't be that
We
difficult.
we might have to do that.
I think we might, cause
He's busy
he
and,
intends to make it, but,
okay.
I
And
just
people
gotta
are
see,
gonna.
I gotta see if the water's low enough to get the dock in, because it was so high there that I think it would have been over the top. It went down quite a bit, but
they're over the top of what?
it would have been over the top of where the pipes, they wouldn't have been long enough, I don't think.
Oh, I see what you mean, okay,
It's like 10 foot, you know, just on the side of the boat launcher, it goes down to 10 feet deep.
yeah,
So now that the water's coming down, we'll have to see about, you know, getting in. I just couldn't do it in the last 2 weeks. The water was so high, it probably went down, wouldn't be surprised if it went down 2 feet or more,
yeah, it went down a lot.
a lot.
And when we do put it in, if I'm correct, we wanna swing it around so the launch is actually running parallel with the river. I believe is what Janet told me, cause people were having a hard time to get around to the side of it.
Yeah,
with
you
their
couldn't get
kayak.
your kayak around.
Especially if there's a current.
Yeah, and if you don't have a rope on your kayak like it, and you're not strong enough to lift it, you couldn't get it around to the side.
You don't want it on the upside, you want it on the riverside?
It would be easiest, well, either side would be better than where it
But if it was
was.
on the upside, would that get in the way for launching boats?
I don't
No.
think so.
No.
No. And once the water goes down, nobody's gonna be launching there probably anyway. You won't really get
That
through.
might be the
The
best side.
upside would be fine.
Because it would hold it against
It would
the,
hold it against it,
Yep,
and it would be easy to float it right to it, yes. But going around was really hard.
right, and it was too steep last year because the river was so low, so they couldn't get them down a ramp. So that's, if that works, it doesn't interrupt the launch, that's a perfect
no,
place.
it's far enough, it won't interrupt it.
Okay,
So it does need, it should go in the upside. Mhm.
alright, dig those shims out, and give them to you. Okay, that's all I have, thank you.
Okay. Kim?
Welcome back, Chuck.
Thank you.
I served with Chuck on the board many, many, many years ago, so welcome back again. It's funny how life circles around.
Oh, yeah.
The water board will be attending the town of Champlain's meeting tomorrow evening. The village trustees and the town councilmen were all presented with our summary, and all the attachments. Thank you very much to Mike, Mary, and Juanita for all of the information that you provided to us to get that report done and get it out to everyone. We'll answer to the best of our ability any questions that they may have and
I thank you for that.
see where we are.
Mhm. All right, well, keep me posted.
We will.
Can I ask a question in regards to that, that I just thought of? Do you want me to question where we're at with our previous report and their acceptance?
It seems like we need to know, and
Because we haven't heard anything since.
we have heard nothing. The last I heard it was they were going to ask the lawyer. I
Okay.
don't know what his response was.
And on behalf of the village board, I'll ask where they're at with that.
I think that's a very fair question. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, thank you.
Mhm.
Anything else, Kim?
We will not be attending the June board meeting, we will both be out.
Everyone else can come? Okay, all right, thanks. Chuck, I know we just got sworn in.
Right, I don't have anything right now. I'm sure next month I will.
All right.
And I have a lot of questions, for sure.
Questions are good,
Mhm.
questions are good. All right, thank you. Report from the clerk treasurer.
Everyone has their April expense and revenue reports. I do have a few transfers,
Mhm.
that everybody has, a copy of. The amount that I transferred for streets will take care of our next payroll, so we will have enough till, the end of the year.
Yeah, I was trying to figure that one out.
Well, because I figure, like, this is we'll have one special meeting to do, leftover invoices, but, we usually don't have any transfers at that one.
So you're just taking the 11,000 from the street maintenance contractor
Mm-hmm,
and putting it into personal service?
correct.
Okay.
Can I have a motion for this?
Yeah, I make a motion to, are we approving just the transfers?
Yeah, just the transfers, and then if, there may be some other discussion on these. I don't
If you
know, but-
notice too, the unemployment,
Mhm.
they were all in negative, all three accounts, because due to the unemployment,
Went off.
the rate tripled, yeah.
Remember you telling me that,
Yeah,
Mm-hmm,
Wow.
due to the extra incentive
Yep.
that they're
Yeah.
putting in there. Okay, so I make a motion to approve the transfers as presented.
is there a second?
Second.
Okay, other discussion? No other discussion, questions? All right, roll call.
trustee Trombley,
Aye.
trustee Trombley,
Aye.
trustee Connor,
Aye.
trustee Malinsky, Mayor McFetrich.
Aye. All right. Now we got the warrant.
Now we got the warrant. Okay, but we have a total warrant of $38,207.92.
Okay, let's get a motion.
I make a motion to pay the warrant as presented.
And a second.
Second.
Okay, questions? Anyone have any questions on any of this?
No, I do. No, one more time.
It's going to be interesting to see if our
Okay.
lighting bill goes down now that we have our new LED streetlights.
True.
They do look nice.
Are they all in?
That's
Oh, Mary.
a good question. I'll mention that a little bit later.
Okay.
Maybe or maybe not. I'll talk about that later. So no questions at all on the warrant? All right, roll call.
I'm just making sure
Oh,
that,
is there a, is
no,
there a
we're just
problem?
making sure the total is correct. No, it's, sorry,
That's okay.
it's 39,773.65.
Wait a minute. 39,
773.65.
Okay. Okay, you said as presented, so.
Right.
Yeah. Roll call?
Oh, Trustee Trombley. Aye. Trustee Trombley.
Aye.
Trustee Connor.
Aye.
Trustee Malinsky.
Aye.
Mayor McFetrich.
Aye. All right. Report from the superintendent.
Well, we've had some limited manpower, but still keeping busy. We did do a brush and leaf pickup, that was done last week, that's completed. Just so everybody knows, don't keep putting it out because we've already did our pickup, so I see some people are still putting it out.
Yeah, I noticed some today.
Sweeping, we should be finished tomorrow. On the water side, we had to dig a water line on South Street. There's a service line leaking. It was leaking before the curb stop. We had to do a live, it was a mess, we had to do a live change out of a curb stop. We did a one today we dug by hand on Butternut Street, we took care of that. We had a couple water meters that had froze, and were leaking, we had to swap out. Sewer, I'm working on right now, trying to schedule in the next 2 weeks here to get our sludge hauled out. So we can get that done. I've also, I called twice and left a message. We had spoke with somebody to get a quote on fixing the wall at the sewer, at one of the tanks at the sewer plant. I've called and left 2 messages, I still haven't heard back. So I still don't have a quote on that as well. I'll try again, find out, call again and see if I can get something for our next meeting. On the equipment side, they've started working on our new truck, installing the body and the plow. I'm gonna have to go there this week for some setup stuff. The bucket truck's out of service. The track inside the boom broke and it cut the wire harness. I'm trying to look for parts and haven't been too successful. So right now that's out of service. As far as our other truck, we took the plow and sanded her off and washed that up, put it away. Starting June 1st, we're anticipating doing our hydrant flushing. That's gonna be between 2 and 3 weeks, without any issues. Maybe 3 weeks. I anticipate we'll probably have a few issues, but we may have to change a valve on South Street before we do our flushing. We've got a valve, I think is closed. we may have to do a shutdown on, I'm gonna have to see, because that's gonna affect, you know, Price Chopper and a bunch of them, but we may have to do a, cut a valve out and put a new valve in. So I gotta look at that before we do our flushing. Then, once that's done, we're gonna be getting ready, cutting shoulders and, trying to get ready for paving. County contacted me, and they're doing the towns and villages before their own. They're starting in June. They're starting up in Ellenberg Way. They anticipate being here, probably the second week of July, which is, usually it's, October.
Yeah.
So I don't know what's gonna happen yet, what we're gonna have ready, but, we're gonna do what we can to get what we can ready. Also, this road out front here, State Route 9, they're supposed to be starting on, I don't know if it was the beginning or middle of June, from Route 11 to the border. They're grinding this road out, taking 2 inches down. Reifenberg's gonna be doing it, and then I think they're gonna be putting 1.5 inches back. I think it's scheduled for the beginning of July for the paving, so they'll be grinding this. Hopefully I don't think we'll have it, but I was hoping to have our other truck by then so we can haul millings, get some millings from them, but. So that was the last update I had as far as, Route 9 goes. And then, I know they're supposed to do this year, I think the county's gonna do, Perry Mills Road. So when they do Perry Mills Road, I told them, instead of putting a seam, come right to the end of Locust Street, do it all one piece, and we'll just pay the asphalt, road. I mean, instead of putting a seam, you know, up by the milk plant, go right through. So, I talked to Carl about that, so this way here, that'll be done. It'll be, you know, one less seam in the road. I also have, a few other things, purchase requests, if you will. I've got a tire in the backhoe that keeps going down, a rear tire. The backhoe tires are getting wore. Probably by sometime this summer, we're probably gonna end up having to replace them. I did get a quote, the same tires that came on the machine. I did get a quote from 2 places. Local place was $2,354 for front and rear tires, identical that we have on it. And also the dealer, I had talked to the dealer, and somebody just bought a brand new machine, and they put different tires on, so they have a brand new takeoff set that they offered me for $2,000. And we still got I do have pictures of them too, so. So they don't have to be changed right now, but at some point by this summer, we're gonna have to do it. And I think if we're gonna do it, probably now's the time to, even if they're not put on right now, to get them, we can save a few dollars. So I'm looking to see if we can get up to $2,000 approved for new tires on our backhoe.
Yeah, I make a motion to approve up to $2,000, something that was replaced.
Is there a second on that?
Second.
Other discussion or questions for Mike?
It's either that or we have to start trading them when the tires wear out.
Well, it's hard to believe, but it's a 14,
I know,
so.
it goes by fast.
I mean, our loader's out of warranty now too. Yeah, it goes by fast.
One of those big ticket items.
Yeah,
It's equipment you have to plan for.
yeah, but you're talking about 7 years.
A couple of other things that
Wait,
I
let's-
have.
Wait a
Oh,
minute.
we gotta wait for,
Yeah.
sorry.
Roll call?
Trustee Trombley,
Aye.
trustee Trombley,
Aye.
trustee Connor,
Aye.
trustee Malinsky,
Aye.
Mayor McFetrich.
Aye.
A couple other things, we have I don't know the amount right now, but we have somebody that's going to be, just so you guys are aware, going to be going to, wastewater training, week-long training, and we're gonna have to, get them a hotel, meals, travel. The last time it was around $1,600 for everything. I assume it'll be about the same. I mean, I can't really, nothing's booked yet, and that's supposed to be from June 28th to July 2nd. So they'll have to book ahead, but just so you guys have an idea that what's gonna be coming here, and I don't know if it gets booked if it gets booked now, before the end of our,
I'm gonna have to call to make sure that I can do it that
and we can
tomorrow.
always have it for the next, we have
Is,
one more
do we
meeting.
want it on this budget year?
It doesn't matter, it's sewer.
Right.
I mean, either way, it's gotta be done.
Yeah.
Oh, I know, I'm just
Yeah.
Just to
thinking,
give
can we approve it up to a certain amount? Are we close enough to know what that amount would be, that we could just go ahead? Or just wait until
Really
June?
I think it'd be,
It really doesn't make any difference if it's this year or next year.
and it'd be, sounds like they'd really be guessing at the amount too.
Well,
So,
I think
I
it
mean,
was
I can
around
call as far as the
1,600 last time.
hotel and the room, and, I mean,
Travel, you know what it's
I
gonna
mean, we
be.
know what
It's
it,
just meals
yeah,
is the,
cause you only pay up to so much per mile. We did have the mileage last time because he did drive,
Mhm.
so,
Same location, I take it.
yes,
Yeah, Morrisville.
Okay.
so.
Well, we can wait,
yeah,
wait then.
but we just wanna make
I
everybody
suppose the
aware.
hotel is the big thing right
Yeah.
now, maybe, who knows, maybe there'll be less, maybe it'll be
Who
more.
knows?
Maybe the hotel's closed.
Yeah.
Just to put it out there. Also, there's another training, water training to recertify for backflow. That training is, last time I did that training was 2 years ago, and it's coming up again in August. That's $435 for that training as well. I'm looking to see if the board would approve to recertify me again for, backflow and cross connection. And it's in August, it's in the town of Plattsburgh, it's a one-day event.
And the amount is $435.
$435.
Can I have a motion for
I
that?
make a motion to approve
I second it.
the $435 for his training for backflow.
It's in August 9th.
Any other questions on that tonight? Roll call?
Trustee Trombley,
Aye.
trustee Trombley,
Aye.
trustee Connor,
Aye.
trustee Malinsky, Mayor McFetrich.
Aye.
And that's all I have at this time.
Okay.
Anybody got any questions?
Yeah, are there any other questions?
Well, yeah, I guess I do in regards to paving, if we could touch on that a little further. I know you say they're coming early. What streets are you planning on attacking?
Well,
I know you had to finish something on South.
well, this end of South hasn't been done yet at all. So this end of South, Willow was partially done, when we had finished 2 years ago. We had finished, Moore Street, and we had some asphalt left, and they started that, so, Willow, it all depends when I can get in, and because I got culverts to do too, so I'm gonna have to juggle. But what I had on the list originally was South Street, Willow Street. I wanted to see about Oak, Maple, and Butternut. And then, depending what happened, eventually we're gonna have to do the street by the playground, Maiden. That street's in terrible shape. And
That
they're
is bad.
gonna be doing the main road this year,
Mhm.
so, but I'm not sure. We're gonna have to see what time gives us here, cause, I mean, I'd like to do Oak Street too.
Do you have a lot of prep work to do on Oak before?
Well, I got a culvert on the end of Maple, I gotta cross the gas, I gotta put a new culvert to take that whole intersection out. I've gotta see, the other thing I gotta look at is, I gotta order a bunch of material, cause I gotta make sure I have enough risers. Because a lot of the covers, Oak Street shouldn't be as bad, they're a different size, they're a 30-inch. But it seems like all the other streets that I do, I have to buy new sewer covers. Cause the old covers, 63 covers, will not fit with the risers, they flip.
With the new risers?
So every road that I've been doing, I have to buy brand new covers, sewer covers for every, can't get the right size, they're half an inch difference. And they flip, and I can't take a chance of somebody,
Yeah, no,
it's not
yeah.
worth,
No.
so, right now, I guess we'll know as it gets a little closer, but I'm gonna, either way, I gotta get some streets done. I'm not sure which street I'm gonna start on, to be honest, at this point. I gotta go back out and look at them and say, which one has the least amount of work.
Yeah,
Let's get all we can, instead of starting on a hard one, let's get the easier ones ready, so we have whatever we can
So you
get
have
ready,
something ready.
and then go from there.
I was just gonna suggest that.
Um,
And I
it's-
was hoping
I was
that
kinda
you
sprung, I
could
was
get there.
kinda shocked that it was gonna be early, cause usually it's at the end, but when you come at the end, you could get left behind if
Yeah.
the weather changes too. So it's tough. And I'll know, I mean, hopefully, maybe that'll string out a little bit, hopefully that could change some, because they wanna do all the towns and villages first and then work on their, cause they've got quite a few miles of road of their own to do,
So,
so,
more than likely you'll gain some time.
hopefully.
I would guess so, if I had to bet on
And,
it.
and a lot of it
Me too,
depends.
he's not, I would say it's not gonna be sooner, it's gonna be later.
A
Yeah,
lot of it depends on the weather and if we can get asphalt, because I've had issues before where the, the plant's down, or they got other jobs going, big jobs, and they, you trucks lined up and you sit there for an hour, and they put another trucks ahead of you, so, I mean, there's a lot of variables. Weather's a big one. It's probably too far out to tell, but they anticipate, second week of July. So as it goes on, I'll try to get updated. You know, I don't assume it'll be any earlier than that.
Have you thought at all about that entrance to the,
Yeah, I'm not
Is it
sure,
messed up?
I'm gonna have to look there, because I know they're gonna be grinding this road. I wanna talk to the county to see if they, they're gonna, Reifenberg's gonna be grinding here. If there's any way, like, the end of Elm up to the bridge, where it's bad on the bottom, when they grind the other part, if there's any way. But, there is an employee here that told me before that they tried on the other side before, and they ruined their grinder. There was concrete and steel, and
other side
by
of
the
the
curve on Elm to go to, they had it ground before to go to Oak Street, and it was concrete and steel and stuff.
Hmm.
So I don't know if it was on Elm or on the approach to Oak Street. I'm trying to find that out.
Well, it would seem if they could even take a inch and a half, 2 inches off, it would help alleviate some of the problem.
Yeah, we'll have to we'll have to
What
see
I'm worried
about
about,
that.
Chuck, is there's already such a steep grade to get
Yeah,
into
there
that
is.
parking lot.
mhm,
I'm well aware of that.
Water problem's one thing, everything
Mhm.
runs that way, but the other problem is getting in and out with cars.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
if we add 2 more inches to the road, we're gonna be in trouble.
yeah,
So
Yeah,
I'd ask Mike to look into what we could do, if we grind a little bit of that maybe to try to alleviate that problem, or taper.
And I mean, once you put a pitch on, it's hard because the water's gonna follow gravity, I don't wanna
Yeah.
dump all the water into their basement either.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
then you don't wanna have this out there in the ice, see there's a car coming down the street, and
yeah.
they're in the building.
Yeah, I gotta look at that, not
So-
sure yet.
If we could afford it, we'd raise the building, that'd be a problem.
I wanna see if I can get Steve up here or whatever, to have him look at it ahead of time if he's coming through,
That'd be good.
just to see what they're
Thoughts are-
thinking, yeah. What do they want us to do? Do I have to tear it out? Tear it down? I don't know.
I would think if they're able to get a couple inches off, wouldn't be any worse than
I
it
mean,
is.
they wouldn't, I'd have to get somebody, cause they don't, they got a milling head on there. Last year, another municipality
Were
did
you
all
thinking
the
of
milling.
when they're down here?
They
for
may
the
not,
state?
because they're contracted with the DOT, the state. So they may not even, but I'd like to talk to them and see, is that a
Well,
possibility?
If their equipment's here, maybe we could contract them to do these couple little spots.
I'll have to see, I got some contacts there, cause
That's,
they worked with those guys pretty good when they did the,
Cause moving the equipment.
truck inspection.
Larger part of the cost.
Mhm.
yeah. But I'd like to get that done early, before they get here to find out.
Okay.
And I don't know it's probably a different crew than was here, but I still have a lot of those guys' contacts from Reifenberg when he did the DOT in the state police building, so. We'll see what I can do, I don't know. Most I can do is say no.
Yep.
Right,
So,
definitely worth
without
asking.
asking, if it had been during the project, I would have had probably more of a chance. But that is what it is, we'll see, that's all we can do.
You got a question?
If and when the new water line gets put in on Main Street, is that gonna be affected by them paving the Main Street?
No, cause we won't, well, we're not gonna put it in the roadway like it is. It's gonna be off the roadway, but, I don't know, there may be a few spots, it really shouldn't, I mean, a lot of this right here now, it's like some places under the curb, you know, just like up on French Village, they must have widened the street over time, and the water mains in the edge of the driving lane of the road, down below the hill, driving lane of the road. I mean, it's gotta be offset, the problem is, I don't know for sure, the problem is like down below the hill here, our water mains under the edge of the road, you've got gas main, and you got 4 banks of fiber optic. And between the 4 banks of fiber, there are 4-inch conduits in the gas main, we have to hold it back, there's not enough room to put a 2-foot bucket between the two, so we end up digging with a 12-inch bucket, so I'm not sure when that time comes, where they're gonna set, if they're gonna try to put that in that space between the two of them. It's hard, I don't know,
Yeah,
I mean, we won't be installing it. But it shouldn't, the state wouldn't let them put it in the roadway, which
Right.
only makes sense not to. And I'm sure it is because way back, the road was narrower, and over time they widened the road, so it ended up being, you know, I'm sure way back it was off the road probably plenty far enough, but everything expands.
Would they possibly have to make cuts to tie in the crossovers?
Well, they should be able to tie back to the lines, all the longsiders that are on the opposite side, they should be able to tie right back to the same lines.
Okay.
I mean, the curb stop's on the other side of the road, obviously, but they should be able to do tie-ins.
Okay.
I mean, they gotta have people that are, they gotta get the line up and going, get it pressure tested, get it chlorinated, and get it to where it can be used, and then they'll have to do a tie-in from the old to the new, because you can't have all those people without water while you're waiting, and then swap them over one at a time, I assume. I mean, I don't know how else they would do it to feed the people that have water now.
Mm-hmm, that makes sense.
You know, just do a jumper, basically cap the old line, do a jumper from the new line to the old line to keep that line full, if that makes sense. The only other part of that is, when they get over here, they gotta tie back into that pressure vault. So, I don't know how that jumper system would work, it have to be isolated down below.
It's gonna be a,
Yeah, it's gonna be some thought put into it,
yeah.
because it's one way, water can go into the bowl, but it can't come out, so you don't wanna over pressurize, so, yeah. That's something something we'll look at as it gets closer.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Any other questions for Mike? Thanks, Mike.
Hopefully, I don't know how to answer your question, Chuck.
yeah,
But
yeah, you did, I mean.
You know, we're gonna try to keep it out of the road.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
It's gonna be in the DOT right away, but not under their new asphalt.
Well, I'd hate to see a new road
Absolutely.
get tore up.
And the further it is away, the better it is, cause if you do have an issue somewhere, you don't have to disturb,
Right,
you know? It's tough, we know, we did enough in the
Oh
road that,
my gosh, yes.
yeah,
Okay, we're not gonna think about that right now.
no, not till June. Are you good at flagging? In the middle of the night, that's one question I want.
Wait a minute, you taking a job away from me?
oh, you flagged before?
Oh, yeah,
Oh, yeah.
yeah. I've learned a lot. Correspondence?
Certification of disposition to Steve Trombley from Champlain Town Court. Correspondence codes, Officer Matat to Crystal Berger regarding 38 Church Street. Quote for playground groundwork from Inukshuk. It's kind of like, it's okay, yeah, it's just say Marty, it's easier. Resignation of Board of Trustees member Amy Garrett.
All right. We're gonna come back to the Inukshuk one. New business, we have the, fire pit permit. Last year we put this together with, by tightening the rules and having an actual application. I felt it worked very, very well. But if there's, are any suggested changes to the application or the rules, certainly open to adding things or rewriting them. I know people are already having fires. Chris is aware of it. He's pretty hard to go around at night and find them, but we smell them. Does anyone have,
And the burn, no burns, it's up to what, 15?
yeah, and normally, well, I wrote this in to be May 23rd, but I mean, I just randomly took, last year we started it on May 22nd, so I just changed it to the 23rd. I wanted it before Memorial Weekend, but I didn't wanna get it in too soon. So, but that was just my idea. Any
So
suggestions or?
Just a question,
Yeah,
if a resident has already filled this out the previous year and nothing has changed, do they still have to continue to give you a site plan?
you know, oh, the site plan?
Yeah.
Maybe not the site plan, but the site plans that I got were so, like, little tiny sketches, they certainly didn't take very long. But I would like them to go through the process again, so, because it's a great excuse, not excuse, it's a great reason to go to people's houses and see what they're really doing with these. And I ended up approving most of them. Chris will do some too, but he's not here very much. So I don't know if do you care if the site plan remains?
I, be honest with you, I filled mine out because I wasn't planning on doing another site plan, nothing's moved.
Right,
But-
yeah.
But maybe that should be documented on there that, nothing's changed from
If-
previous
Do we,
year.
do we still have the old ones from last year?
Yeah, I think so. I think I have a folder with them.
They-
Could we say, you need to submit a site plan drawn if you have not done so previously, or something like that?
But you still need to do an app.
Yeah, I
Right.
think we need to do an
You
app,
still-
yes.
Yeah,
Or the people that are applying for it could just make a notation on the application that says site plan is
You know,
same
site-
as last year.
Like I could do that on mine, put site plan submitted in 2020 remains, nothing's changed.
Oh, this is just for wood burning,
Yeah.
not propane?
right. Yeah, that's in the, yeah, the propane is in here.
Yeah.
It mentions that. So how do you want it worded? You need to submit a site plan drawing if you have not done so previously for a previously approved permit, or how do you want me to word it?
Submit a site plan unless it,
Was previously
was
approved.
previously submitted and approved and no changes have occurred.
Yeah, no changes.
Okay. All right, easy to do. And I have the folder with the previously approved ones, so I can just grab that. Any other suggestions? How about the dates?
The next Saturday is the 22nd. So 23rd is Sunday.
Oh, I did the beginning of the week, probably. You want, rather it be on a weekend, on a Saturday?
Yeah. Doesn't matter.
No, it's fine.
Wait, is the 16th, October 16th is when Clinton County?
No, it was, I just went from last year's and I just changed it by, the day.
Right,
but-
I did-
but
but we
the-
wanna
but the
make sure
state-
we're-
The state and county lift, I think, on the 15th. Correct.
Right,
Should be.
14th. May
Actually,
14th is when the state is lifted.
but we wanna make sure we're within,
So
Well,
long,
I'm
as long
gonna-
as we
for
date,
county.
as long as we date
Or-
past the,
yeah, we don't wanna go past the state and county for,
No,
in the fall.
no, it's not an issue in the fall. We're
Oh.
lifting our own moratorium. The state has one in the spring until May 14th.
Yeah.
And they
But
don't
what
have
we-
anything in the fall.
Right, what we're
Okay.
doing is on our
Gotcha.
books, we have no fires allowed.
So they only have the March through.
They just
So
have
it
that
is-
spring.
Gotcha. I didn't know if they had.
Yeah, they just have that spring burning ban because of the usually dry
Right.
conditions and a lot of brush and leaves.
Okay, so it's May. What?
So you want it to be May 22nd? Wait, what is that? A Saturday?
I was just thinking, yeah, we're gonna do a
That
weekend.
will give me time to get around and approve
You
these.
can keep it on Sunday though, too.
No, I don't care, that's fine, 22nd's fine. And then what was then, the 16th is a Saturday.
Saturday.
So did you want the 17th to go through that weekend?
Yeah.
Okay,
And that's nice too, because that gets people through Columbus Day.
yeah,
Yeah.
everyone good with that?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay, so I'll put those changes in and we'll get a notice out. And I'm sure that people will be stopping by to pick them up. Okay, great. Rec trail repairs, boy, that's a can of worms, I walked on that today. Mike, I guess you can talk about it, I don't see any easy answer, because it's a terrible situation.
I'm going to have to, when I get time, I'm gonna have to bring the backhoe and, put, the problem is, I don't know if you guys been up to the bridge off
Mhm.
Buckhead Boulevard side.
Mm-hmm.
The path is asphalted and it's, on a downhill all the way to the bridge.
Mm-hmm.
The sides are higher than the asphalt, path, so any water follows like a ditch
Mm-hmm.
and it washed the end of the bridge. I'm gonna have to see, I did talk to the owner of the land, and he didn't have an issue with it. I'm gonna have to see if I can go down with my backhoe and, cut some swales on the side, some, just, easy swales, and put riprap to try to turn that water, to get, cut it down where it's lower than the path, to try to turn it away and have it go through riprap back to the gully. To stop any more from washing out. As far as how we're gonna fix it, I'm not sure. The county suggested that we put big stone, hand-placed, a foot deep, all under that bridge into the gully. I don't know if it's gonna take some manpower. And then, once we do that, there was big bales of stone on the outsides, and those bales are sliding down. So, I'm not sure how we're going to,
Get it there.
build it back up.
Yeah.
I mean, it's gone. What's in front of the bridge is gone, it all slid down. So originally they had bales on the ends to help hold it, but the pressure basically slid it down into the, not a lot, on the sides it slid down some, but how do you fill that? It's gotta be big stone, it's gotta be something that's, coarse enough, and then all the holes in between have to be filled, cause otherwise it's gonna keep the asphalt, everything, it's hollow and broke away with the approach to the bridges. I'm not sure, I mean, a temporary, I don't know, a temporary fix, it'd have to go to steel plate or something. I don't know, I gotta cut down the sides and get the water, so no more water goes there to start with. But I don't know how we're gonna hand place, big stone a foot deep. They were originally talking.
Plus it's under the bridge too.
Yeah, they were
Yeah.
talking putting fabric and hand placing foot thick of big stone all under the bridge by hand. You can't take the boards off and dump it because you got stringers. That bridge is on pillars, they put like pipes basically, and you can't really put like planking against the pillars to fill, because then that's all pressure and you could bend those pillars. Right now the bank's sliding, so it's just a diameter of pipes it's gotta cut through to slide down. If you put something against there, all that pressure is,
I know no question's stupid, but should the bridge be removed in order to fix this problem?
I don't think so, no.
no, but,
And then put back?
no,
And it's all underneath is
I mean, that was all
gotta be
engineered.
rebuilt.
Um,
Not well.
Well, I think it was some of the groundwork around it that should have been done a little different to stop.
Yeah.
I don't think they thought of,
Right, that's where I
Um,
missed it.
I mean, it was built well, there's no doubt there as far as the bridge and all that, they got a lot of money into that. I just don't know how we're going to, it's gonna take some time and some work. We're gonna have to see if we can get shat rock or something and fill that, and probably cut that asphalt path out on top and try to fill all that to get a good base. And not let it keep sliding.
So if you cut the asphalt back and trench that out, would you be able to feed that rock down in order to get it in place?
No, anything under the bridge will have to be hand done. I mean, the bank is, well, I haven't looked at it lately, it's probably flatter now, but it was pretty steep under there. And the only way to put it in there is by hand. I mean, you can't, there's no way to, can't put machinery, you can't.
I know, that's why I was asking that stupid question, if the
Well,
bridge
it's
is
not-
out, if the bridge is out of the way, then you could put machinery.
Yeah, but,
You could get in with an excavator or something.
yeah, but I don't know, you really can't take the bridge, they were all, pilings were drove in. You know, they put pipe pilings and drove them in there. And you gotta be careful, cause you're in a, next to a waterway. That's the hard part of the Corps of Engineers.
So if we do the swales to start with,
I
to
wanna-
draw the water,
I gotta try to get swales cut, to try to
Yeah.
stop it from getting worse.
right,
And I don't know, maybe I can put some bigger stone to try to hold it,